I'm Claudia Kay, and welcome back to my channel. So because I only thrifted a few things for Wednesday's sale, there wasn't enough to do a whole haul. I'm going to show you those few things, but I'm also going to tell you 10 facts about myself. Now, we have quite a bit of new subscribers all of a sudden. And for some reason, YouTube is pushing my videos out again, which is fantastic. So some of you may not know anything about me at all. So I'm going to give you a few facts about me so you know a little something about me. And some of you, maybe these are things you didn't know. So number one, I am a Gen X empty nester. I raised all three of my children, and they are happily living out on their own, adults. And I became an empty nester in 2020. So 2020 was big, massive changes on so many levels for me and my life. But I have three amazing children, and I was a single mom from the time that my youngest was 2 months old. So I was a single mom for 18 years. Second, my vintage glass collection started with my grandma's uranium cake plate. And when I got her cake plate, I didn't even know it was uranium glass. I got it because it had so many happy memories for me. She and I used to make pistachio cake, and this was the plate that she would turn the bundt pan upside down onto, and then she would ice it with a pistachio pudding icing of some kind. I have a recipe somewhere. I've never made it by myself. I've never made it without her, but it was one of my favorite memories, going to grandma's house and making that cake with her. And so I got her cake plate. Had no idea it was uranium glass for years, but thrilled that that is the plate that started my collection. I don't just collect vintage glass. I also collect like vintage kitchenware. So I have her original Texas ware mixing bowl too, that we used to mix that cake in. So it was my grandma that started my love of vintage. And my family has joked that I've spent all of my last few years trying to recreate my grandparents' house. So that's probably true. Third fact, you guys are not going to believe this. I have two email accounts. I have my business email account, and then I have my personal one. My personal one is my original Yahoo email, and I have had it pretty much since Yahoo existed, right? I currently have 95,309 unread emails on that account. 95,000. I have no excuses. I just do. Fact number 4, I love to read. Love to read. I, at last count, owned over 1,000 physical books. I did get rid of some when I moved. So I may not own that many anymore, although I've bought some new ones since I moved. So who knows how many I own right now. And I have over like 3,000, I think, on my different digital libraries. So BookFunnel, Apple iBooks, and my Kindle app. So it's a lot of books. And I get 1 or 2 books read every week. It doesn't stop me getting more though. Number 5, I used to be a licensed massage therapist. I did it full time for 10 years, and supported myself and my children that way. Had my own little business in the little village of Lexington, Ohio, and thoroughly loved it, and loved that I could set my own hours. And there was a bunch of small businesses around me, so that it all opened within like the same time frame. And so I grew close to other small business owners. It was just, I just loved it. I loved it. Our community was small. All the kids went to school in this, small, close-knit community. And so people knew each other and people looked out for each other's kids. And you don't get that a lot of times in today's day and age. So I really appreciate that I got to do that. But used to be a licensed massage therapist. Fact number 6, I am 51 years old and I have moved 42 times in my life. 42 times. Starting from after I was born up until now. And I am looking at move number 43 next summer. So, yeah, 42 times. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. Number 7, I've not been on a date since 2017. I had a relationship that didn't go well for the last half of the relationship, and he did not like teenagers. So why he was dating a woman with 3 is beyond me, and it did not end well. And I thought, you know what, I'm just not going to date again until after my kids are out of high school. And then that was 2020. And so then nobody was dating because we were all on lockdown. And then I've just been busy dealing with my health and trying to grow my vintage resale business. And so I've not been on a date since 2017. Fact number 8, I am a cat and dog person. I had a dog growing up. I've had multiple cats in my adult life. My mom and dad's dogs love me. And I have to go over and get my dog fix about once a week. I have to sit with them and pet them both and love on them. And so I am a dog and a cat person. I am not just a crazy cat lady. Number 9, I have 5 younger siblings. I'm the oldest of 6. I have a foster brother, a brother, and 3 sisters. My youngest did pass away in 2021, which started me on this reselling journey. But 5 younger siblings, and I'm the oldest. And number 10, I am chronically ill. So if you had not picked up on that yet, some videos you will see me like this, where I've not taken the time to put on makeup because I am having a kind of rough day, or it was too painful to even put earrings in. So I am chronically ill. I've been diagnosed with multiple chronic illnesses, the main one being fibromyalgia. So that is why I do this. I get to work from home. I get to set my own pace. I get to set my own hours. And that's why I do this. It is also why I give myself 7 days for packing and invoicing. So if you've ever purchased something and you expected an invoice within the first 24 hours, I am not always up to doing that. So I always give myself 7 days to pack and invoice. And that's 10 facts about me. If you have any questions, you can always put it down below. Now I'm going to show you the 4 items that I thrifted. I went to an estate sale. I don't love estate sales. I do not. Usually they're overpriced, and a lot of times the people who are running them, in my area anyway, will hover over you. So I was inspecting a table of little crackle glass pitchers, you know, the miniature little creamer type pitchers, and holding them up to the light to make sure that they weren't broken all the way through, because with crackle glass, a lot of times you can't tell until you get it out in the light. Sometimes it's actually broken glass and not just crackle glass. And she came up behind me and was looking over my shoulder, and she's like, well, the lady that priced those knows her glass. And I said, okay, I just wanted to make sure none of it was cracked all the way through. And well, she priced them right. I'm like I wasn't even, and I'm not the kind of person that will go in and bargain a price. If you've got it marked, I'm going to pay that if I want the item. And then she had an unmarked item. And so I asked her the price on that, and it was more than I wanted to pay. So I just said, oh, no, thank you. Do you want me to put these back in the kitchen? Because I picked them up in the kitchen. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, well, I don't want them. at that price. So do you want me to put them back in the kitchen? Or I didn't know if I should give them to you so you could price them. And I don't know why they weren't priced, because everything else was, and this was day 2 of, I don't know. And so she took them, but then comes up behind me again. And I didn't even know she was there. And she goes, well, how about? And she offers me a different price. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. I wasn't trying to make deals. I just didn't want them at the price that she had originally. And then I got them home. They had a chip on them anyway. I'll show you the chip. But then I went to pay, and she said, let me give you a bag. And I said, no, thank you. And she said, oh, you have to have a bag. And I said, no, thank you. And she keeps trying to put them in a bag. And I'm like physically picking them up as she's trying to pick them up and holding them in my hands so she's not putting them in a bag. Because we all know, if we've been watching my channel, how often I get home and an item is broken because people just slam them into the bags. So I will show you what I got, but whoo, estate sales give me anxiety. So the first thing I got is a little bit of blue crackle glass. There's the pontil on the bottom. And a little bit of amethyst crackle glass. And she had a whole table. Whoever had passed away had really liked their crackle glass. But some of the pieces looked a lot like the other pieces, and then some like didn't have a pontil. I don't know. So I just got 2. And then I got a set of, now I believe that these were originally salt and pepper shakers, and let me see, in Bavarian made, because I found a bunch like this, not these specific ones, but a bunch like these on eBay, but they've got way more holes than we would do for salt and shakers in the US or even in Great Britain. And the holes are like big enough for, well, I'll show you. So they're hand painted, because at first when I picked them up, I thought that they were just hat pin holders. So in this one, I have put the little stick pins just to give you guys an idea. And that one's an actual hat pin. But the holes are big enough for most hat pins. So let me show you with some actual hat pins in it. Because a lot of times salt and pepper shakers, the holes aren't big enough for the hat pins to go in. So, and then in this one, I've got this series of vintage pins. So these would make nice little displays if you wanted to use them for that. Only one has a cork. This one has the cork, but only one was signed. And they are, like, you can tell they're hand painted. The roses are just slightly different. So you can see they're just slightly different, but I do believe, here's the tops. So even the tops are painted. I do believe they were a set. I don't know. But they're so pretty and hand painted. So let me put the hat pins in here. Now, these are just typical hat pin size. So it would not fit like the bigger hat pin sizes. So I just wanted to give you guys a demonstration that it would hold hat pins if you needed a hat pin holder. But I didn't see until I got home that, let me find the chip, that it was chipped. So honestly, if I'd seen the chip, I'm trying not to buy things that are chipped. I'm trying very hard. I don't know. And why are sales always so dark? Okay, then I got this. This is a vintage Scandinavian style, but probably made in Japan, candle holder. So that was all I got. That was just 4 items. Some weeks are like that, you know. These will all be up for sale on Wednesdays live, and everything else I have in the sale will be items that were in previous sales, but they will have taken a markdown for this sale. So don't forget that I do a live almost every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, health depending. And then I always try to get up a haul video on Mondays, and then sometimes I throw in a static sale during the week, just a pop-up static sale. Thanks for watching. That was a little bit about me. That was my teeny tiny haul, just 4 items. And remember, be kind. It doesn't cost you anything, and it may mean everything to someone else. Bye.